Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. I pray that everyone is doing well, feeling strong, feeling inspired, motivated to do and be better on this fine day. It's October the 25th. Yeah. Feels real nice out here. You can tell that season is changing. It's fall is coming in real strong, but it feels good. It feels good. Pardon my appearance, I look a bit haggard, man. You know, the last couple of weeks, it's been a bit rough on different fronts. As everyone is facing challenges. You all that follow me know that I lost a friend of mine a couple of weeks back, low, to a tragic, man, circumstances, and another guy I know, we weren't that tight, but I knew him inside the prison system. We've talked out here, and we saw each other probably about a month ago. He passed away about 5 days ago too, drug related. After doing 25 years, and was running a successful, when I say successful, landscaping business. Started it on his own. Was all over. Went up to New York, D.C., Dansville, Newport News, Hampton, Richmond, Chesapeake. Man was, had his own landscaping business, and employees. And, but these vices that we come home with or come home picking up, and that's not to judge, man. That's just to say we have to gain greater control over these vices that we have. All of us. Eating can be a vice, and it is a vice for many. Obesity is serious in this world. Drinking, drugging, partying and playing. These are real vices, and they're detrimental to us. So it's been a rough, couple of weeks. My car has been giving me a hard time. I had to get a new transmission and then a starter that I don't think that was messed up when I took it to him. That cost roughly $2,500, and that tapped, pretty heavy into my savings. I mean, real heavy, and but I'm grateful. You know what I mean? When I say I'm grateful, I have a headache as I say this. Took like 3 aspirin, woke up 3 this morning so I could hit the subway and get to work. I like to get to work earlier, than I have to be, just to start my day off, get my rounds out the way. But even with that, when I'm walking, because I could have took the Uber to the subway. I don't have the Uber app on my phone, but I could have, put it on there or whatever, get it on there. But I walk to the subway. It's about 1.5 miles away. And I do it when I have to clear my mind, to think, to ponder, right? To appreciate. Like I say, for those that have followed me know, I did 25 years in prison, straight. And, in there, you complain about so much. You want so much. Freedom is what you really want. So when we get it, you run into life's issues, adult issues, for those of us that got locked up as, kids, juveniles, or just younger, have an experience, the adult life to the fullest. Bills, light bill, water bill, Pepco, rent, if you have a vehicle, gas, insurance, maintenance, family and friends, birthday parties, and just, eating, things like this. And when you deal with this stuff, me personally, I have a greater appreciation for those who have done this for so long and have maintained and have, in many cases, evolved, to the point of success. This is no easy thing. I know people, man, that have been working the same job for years. I know family members who have had different jobs, and yet every time they get a different job, they're doing better, making a little more. Then I know those that seem to refuse to work, seem to refuse to be responsible, to help. And that's not me. I'm not going to be a liability man more than I have been in the past. Because even when I was incarcerated, I didn't want to be a liability. I didn't ask for money. I think I can count on one hand. This is the truth. And my family knows this, and there are those who watch this that know me and know this. I can count on one hand how many people I've asked for money. Now, people have sent money, and I'm grateful for that. Friends, acquaintances, strangers, just looking out. So I've been grateful and I've been blessed in that area. And I did right by those who, looked out for me. I did right by them. When I had money of my own, I sent stuff home. I did a lot. As best I could. And I looked out for a lot of guys on the inside, you know what I mean? But I'm speaking on this because it's transition. Transition is a very serious word. It is a very serious, concept, because it means that you're going from one thing to another, right? You're moving from one position in life to another. Transition. I don't care if you're moving from an area you've been in all your life. If you're moving to another area, there's anxiety in that. There's anticipation. There's a little excitement, especially if you want that. But there's anxiety because now you have to get to know the area, the people, all that. If you have children, you have family, they have to get to know you. Then it's also, you're moving away from the comfort and convenience of those who may have been able to travel to see you with ease. Now it may be difficult. Transition. If you go from one job to the next, same thing. You might not have liked the job, but you may have gotten along with co-workers. Bosses may have benefits that the next job does not have. But it may be a better job, all around. But it's transition. And inside of transition, you have feelings, frustration, anxiety, stress, like I said, excitement, anticipation, worry, fear even, And so when a lot of us have come home, many guys got incarcerated when they were young. And they did some drinking. We drank beer, we drank a little liquor. We didn't know about these things now out here, Ace of Spades and all these big liquor names. Most of us, I knew about, Long Island iced tea. I drank Canadian Mist, Bacardi. I didn't really like vodka, and gin, white liquors as they call it, because they burn holes in my chest, had you breathing fire. But, I drank a little, I smoked a little, weed, marijuana, never did anything harder than I did. Well, I did boat one time in DC. We called it boat, love boat. I did that twice, and that takes you way out of who you are. Like, you have guys, man, they had a crew out Alexandria called BNC, Butt Naked Crew. And that's because all them smokes a boat one day at a party, and like 5, 6 guys got naked and ran around the neighborhood. So they called themselves for a moment BNC. So boat will take you out of the, it's like acid, takes you out of the realm of reality severely. But transition. Many of us are transitioning. I read posts every day on Facebook. I read them on Instagram, and I see how many people are striving hard to evolve beyond the comfort zone that we've known. We're striving to be more mature. We're striving to forgive, if not forget, many of the hardships that we faced in life. You have women that have been molested, that have been raped, striving to find peace within themselves, striving to find an understanding that will allow them to find peace, because many people blame themselves for things that have happened to them when they should not even have to think that way. When a person's a savage, a person's an animal, and they do what they do, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. You were molested by a family member, by a stranger or whatever. That person was the savage. That person was the animal. Don't blame yourself. You know what I mean? Don't blame yourself. Now, there are situations we can put ourselves in that may, sadly, upgrade the chances and possibilities of problems. You know what I mean? If you're walking around the street 2 o'clock at night, with a gold chain on in a terrible neighborhood, you're going to have people out there, man, like hyenas wondering, can I get them? Can I get her? They're gonna look around, it's dark, it's dismal, you might get robbed. But you ain't asking for it. You might just be walking because that's the chain you wear every day, all day. You may just be, I don't bother nobody, I'm just going to the store. You know what I mean? So don't blame yourself for tragedies that have been imposed on you. But you have people still transitioning from these tragedies. You know, you have people coming from the wars, Iraq and other wars, Vietnam, still transitioning, striving to forget the bloodshed that they've seen, forget the families that they've lost, the finances that they've lost. Homeless people all over all over the world, all over America. I'm in DC, man, everywhere you look, there's a homeless person. You know, I wrote a poem about it. It's like, you know, don't mock. You know, don't mock. You may not like them coming to your car. You may not like them looking at you. You may not like them staggering with their signs, looking healthy. I saw one homeless guy, he came in my car. This man had a brand new pair of sneakers, look better than mine. I swear to God, a brand spanking new, his cargo pants brand new, you know. And I thought, man, he probably got money. He might be okay. But I still reached, you know, I still reached for a few dollars. I think I was able to put one in this cup. That was all 1 1/4 or something. But it's just hard, you know, it's hard for everybody. In many ways, it's hard for a lot of people. And so we're transitioning. And so with those returning citizens coming home, many of us did not even think about what we would be facing while committing the crimes we committed. We didn't think about that, you know. We didn't think about, like I say, the laws across the board. Girlfriends, you know, women who were incarcerated, boyfriends, children have been taken from the ladies. Men have lost custody of children. Families have expired. I knew a brother that got locked up, lost his mom, his dad, siblings, like, you know, just almost his entire family. They was his world. But we don't consider that while we're out there. And we have to consider that because every time, you know, we put ourselves or we remove ourselves from society, we take ourselves out of the equation or we minimize our presence greatly. You know, we can't pick the babies up and kiss them on the cheek. We can't hug our family. We can't check on mom. We can't check on bruh. We can't holler at sis. We can't just pick the phone up and say, hey, what's up with you? You all right today? I'm coming by. We can't do that. Now, we sitting at a card table in prison bragging about who we done shot, who we done robbed, how many drugs we done sold. Like that make you a hell of a person, you know, because you done this, that, and the third. Half the dudes lying inside anyhow. You had the dudes lying inside anyhow. You know, I knew guys, man, they have a doll on the street. I knew a couple of guys didn't have a doll on the street. Get inside and be lying, you know, because they have a flair about themselves so they can talk in a manner that fools, you know, a fool, right? But I'm speaking about transition. A lot of brothers out here, a lot of sisters out here, you know, who have left the prison system are transitioning still. And there are great frustrations on our hearts. You know, relationship issues are real heavy, you know, financial issues because we're trying to get on our feet and stand up. We're trying to do the adult thing and be the adults we're supposed to be. We say we are, but it is difficult. And many of us, you know, did not develop the skills that we should have developed, did not spend the time in these programs that we should have spent the time in. So many are coming home, you know, without these skills to get, you know, good jobs and maintain a life. So I only speak about this to say that for those of us who are transitioning, it's not easy, right? It's not easy. Look at the seasons. We went from summer, 80 plus degrees, green trees, warm days, t-shirts, tank tops and shorts, beaches, to jackets, to coats, cool mornings, steam coming from the mouth, blankets. Many people like fall, many people like winter. But the seasons transition all the time. And after winter comes spring, you know, and after spring, summer, and so forth and so on. And there's a degree of demise in these seasons. When the winter comes, trees die, plants die. Some animals go in holes. Not to die, but to regain strength. For or the spring. And so we humans, we transition, and as we transition, we find pain and sorrow and loss, and that's understandable. It's natural. We find discomfort and inconvenience. Like I said, I have a headache now because of the issues with my car. I say this, and I say this honestly for those who've been following me. I'm trying so hard to find an organization that will employ me to do what I love to do, that is go talk to the kids. These schools need assemblies. They need assemblies because when I was young, man, when there was death, the teachers would tell us, don't worry about work that day. Just sit there, talk among yourselves, keep the noise down, to kind of express ourselves to one another, to reminisce, to talk about the laws. And sometimes they would have assemblies, a police chief, and a counselor. Some of the teachers might talk to us in the class. Nowadays, you're not having a lot of that as far as I hear. I'm not in the schools, but I have a lot of family members in these schools, and they're not talking to the kids. And you have organizations out here that won't even employ people like myself. I'm being serious. People like myself, man, who have a passion to give back. Like I say, my life, like many lives, have been tragic in its own way. Hard, man. Hard. This weekend, I went down Virginia Beach, to see a brother, man. He's a rapper, young guy, LV7 Inc. God. GAWD, man. He like a nephew to me, man. He made his son my godson. I used to train him. He always could fight, soldier, young soldier. But I trained him in boxing and walked with him and talked with him. You know what I mean? So when he had a concert down in Virginia Beach, him and several other Virginia natives representing their areas, Norfolk, Newport News, Tidewater, etc. We went to support. You know what I mean? We went to support. Me and some good friends, man, we went to support. 9, 10 o'clock at night. Yeah, it was raining. It was a long trip, right? But we enjoyed ourselves, man. And he enjoyed seeing us there, And so, like I say, I'm out here still transitioning, man. I'm still trying. I've tried to find organizations. I've sent my resume to a couple of them. I've spoken to some people that work in the school system, and that's frustrating me more than anything because I see why so many guys who come home with the fires burning inside to give back, those fires become embers. They die down because people don't use the resources that they have. We so busy looking to the government for millions of dollars when we can just look in our own neighborhoods and find people that are willing to talk to the youth. Give them some gas money. I don't want a whole lot, man. I want to sustain, I want to live, but I don't want a whole lot. I want to really give back, man. If I could go to some of these schools that have lost kids just to share my story, not just mine, bring in some people that can share their story, because people will listen to your story. People will listen to your story. Your story matters to somebody. To somebody it matters. It may not affect me, may not be something that I can relate to, but it matters to somebody. So if you can, takes courage, takes heart. Share your story, It matters to somebody. Your healing will help someone else heal. And so we transitioning together. So again, I thank y'all for, walking with me. I thank y'all for communicating to me. I thank y'all for sharing these videos, man, for liking these videos, for just feeling, my life. And I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. Believe me, you mean a lot to me. And I say that, man, without embellishment, without flash or flare. This is me. I'm not a real flashy person. I'm not really animated or nothing. I'm just coming from the heart. You know what I mean? I'm being honest and transparent. For those that appreciate that, thank you. For those that don't, hey, that may not be your cup of tea, and that's cool too. So y'all have a good day. Embrace the transition. Look at where you were, steady where you are, but continue to move towards where you're gonna go. Man, it's gonna look all right when you get there. Thank you. Y'all have a good day. Peace.